Welcome back to Football Daily. This is the inside story of how Neymar broke the transfer market. On the 3rd of August 2017, Neymar shocked the world by joining PSG for a world record €222 million, more than doubling the €105 million Man United paid to bring Paul Pogba back to Old Trafford in 2016. It was a move that sent shockwaves through the football world, not only due to the sheer scale of the financial transaction, but also because of its knock-on effects. A then 25-year-old Neymar swapped playing alongside Messi, Suarez and Iniesta in a side that had won a treble just 2 years earlier for PSG, a club with just 6 league titles to its name, which had never got past the Champions League quarter-finals and had just finished 8 points behind Monaco in Ligue 1. What were the key factors behind his decision to move, what happened behind the scenes in the build-up, and what impact has the transfer had? Welcome to Everything You Need to Know, the new series where we give you the inside story behind football's defining moments. Let's get started. Neymar was already a massive name when he signed for Barcelona. His performances for boyhood club Santos made him internationally renowned from an early age. Having trained with Real Madrid's youth setup at 14 and made his professional debut at 17, by 18 he was named as the 3rd best player in South America. His 5-year spell at Santos yielded 6 trophies, including a Copa Libertadores, and 136 goals, including a Puskás Award-winning effort in 2011. In May 2013, Neymar joined Barcelona in a €57 million deal, then the second most expensive fee in their history behind Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Crucially, he put pen to paper on a 5-year deal with a €190 million release clause. Everyone knows what followed. Neymar, together with Messi and Suarez, formed one of the most lethal front lines in football history. 2 La Liga titles, 2 Copas del Rey, 1 Club World Cup and a Champions League followed in 4 years, as the trio re-established a post-Pep Barcelona as the preeminent force in world football. This success attracted admiring glances from around the football world, and in May 2016, PSG made their first move. After the Qatar Sports investment takeover in 2011, PSG spent £504 million on transfers over the next 5 years, £72 million more than Real Madrid in the same period. But while this allowed them to attract elite players like Thiago Silva, Cavani and Ibrahimovic, they still hadn't progressed past the quarter-finals of the Champions League. The board believed that in order to finally win the competition, they had to attract one of the world's best. Messi was considered, but having signed a new contract in 2016, that didn't seem feasible, while Ronaldo, 2 years Messi's senior, wouldn't offer the same long-term returns. So they targeted Neymar and put an offer together, only for the Brazilian to change his mind and instead sign a new contract that October. In the process, Barcelona managed to successfully alter his release clause to €222 million after 12 months, and €250 million after a further year. But things didn't go to plan in Neymar's 4th season in Spain. Having scored at least 22 league goals in each of the preceding 2 campaigns, Neymar only managed 13 in 16-17. Stationed on the left flank, he was tasked with carrying out what Kylian Mbappe described as a selfless role for the team, namely providing opportunities for Messi and Suarez, who scored 66 goals between them in the league alone. However, Neymar had proven he could step up in Messi's absence, scoring 12 goals in 13 games without him over the previous 2 seasons, and even outshone him in Barcelona's 6-1 victory over PSG in March 2017. Neymar was superb that night, scoring 2, winning a penalty and providing an assist in one of the most remarkable nights in Champions League history. But just 2 weeks later, Messi banished any doubts about who was Barcelona's most important player by scoring a 92nd minute winner in El Clasico with Neymar suspended. The Brazilian was acutely aware of his standing within the side, and this contrasted with his personal ambitions. Part of a generation of Brazilians who watched 5 of their countrymen lift the FIFA World Player of the Year award between 1994 and 2007, as South American football expert Tim Vickery pointed out, the Ballon d'Or plays really big in Brazil. But how was he to become the best player in the world when he wasn't even the best player in his own team? There was also the financial aspect of the transfer. According to the BBC, PSG were prepared to pay Neymar a staggering £762,000 a week before tax, which across his 5-year contract would total £400 million. And while they couldn't hold a candle to Barcelona in terms of history, they could offer the fiercely patriotic Brazilian the chance to play alongside some of his compatriots, Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, Lucas Moura, and one of his best friends, Dani Alves. But despite the rumours that PSG were preparing to pay his release clause, the noises coming out of Barcelona were still of disbelief. Just a month before the deal, technical secretary Robert Fernandes was quoted as saying, "I don't think it will happen." But the hierarchy weren't totally against the deal, as Neymar's lifestyle had caused issues with the club. 4 days after that comeback against PSG, which he celebrated with Lewis Hamilton, Neymar missed Barcelona's defeat to Deportivo, which coincidentally fell on the same day as his sister Rafaela's birthday, the 3rd year running he had missed the game closest to that date. There was also the training ground row with Barcelona's then assistant coach Carles Unzué, who would encourage the player to focus or risk ending up like his fellow Brazilian star Ronaldinho. And he wasn't overly popular with the supporters either. A poll run by Barcelona-based paper Sport showed that 82% of Blaugrana fans were happy to sell Neymar to PSG if they paid his release clause. There was a problem though. According to The Guardian, PSG felt used by the events of the previous summer and instead were targeting Mbappe, Sanchez, Coutinho and Aguero. But that all changed when the Brazilian's entourage called Nasser El Khelaifi, PSG's chairman, to inform him that Neymar was ready to leave Barcelona. PSG dropped everything and the deal was on. The story was broken on Twitter by Brazilian journalist Marcelo Beckler and the world went nuts. And although the deal was brokered fairly swiftly by super agent Pini Sahavi, it took another 3 weeks to be announced. Neymar, with his very influential father against the deal, was having doubts. During that time, Messi, Suarez and most famously Gerard Piqué all pleaded with him to stay, with the latter even posting on Instagram, "Se queda, he stays." This was matched by an effort by the club who were determined to fight for their asset, knowing how it would look to their fan base if they didn't. Neymar said in 2019 that there were even moments when I hesitated and asked not to leave. But ultimately he revealed, "I left because I wanted a new challenge, the challenge to win something new, to find new tests." In early August, the Brazilian stormed out of a training session after arguing with Nelson Semedo, and the writing was on the wall. The €222 million deal was completed, and Neymar was a PSG player. The immediate impact of the transfer has been obvious. Not only have £100 million deals become almost commonplace, with 5 since Neymar, but the effects have trickled down. Saif Roubier, one of the Premier League's most influential agents, claimed a player valued in the region of £30 to £40 million suddenly becomes a £60 million, £70 million or £80 million player. This can be seen everywhere. Matthijs de Ligt, a 19-year-old defender with 1 Champions League campaign under his belt, cost the same amount in 2019 as Luis Suarez, one of the world's best players, had 5 years earlier. Joao Felix, with 43 senior appearances to his name, transferred for £36 million more than Real Madrid paid for Ballon d'Or winning Cristiano Ronaldo in 2009. Prior to the Neymar move, there had been just 6 transfers of over £60 million in history. In the 5 windows since, there have been an additional 15. Understandably, the transfer was scrutinised by UEFA's financial fair play regulations, which stipulate that a player's wages can't constitute more than 70% of a club's income, and losses can't exceed over €30 million over a 3-year period. The world watched and waited expectantly, but in June 2018, PSG were cleared of any wrongdoing, but UEFA did warn they would be keeping a close eye on the club going forward. As for the success of the move, the jury is out. Even 1.4 goal contributions per game can't make up for a host of problems. 62 matches sat out with injury, training and matches missed for non-footballing reasons, arguments with teammates, complaints about a lack of protection from referees, and even punching a fan. It's fair to say it's been far from a smooth ride. And while rumours persist about a possible return to Catalonia, it seems unlikely. Not only are the club well stocked in the forward areas, having signed Antoine Griezmann last summer, but they are also not in a great financial position, having taken out a €35 million loan to land the Frenchman. What's more, with football's finances expected to plummet in a post-coronavirus world, football agent Vincenzo Morabito has predicted that the market will go back to pre-Neymar levels, making it highly likely that his extraordinary transfer in 2017 will always remain truly unique. So that was the inside story of how Neymar broke the market, but what did you make of it? Let us know in the comments below, and if you have any suggestions for subjects we want to cover in the future, let us know too. As always, if you enjoyed this video, why not click on screen right now, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Football Daily, as we put out videos like this every single day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.